like I said, you get a lot of what made the original, including the glitches, but as a port, I think it's a pretty decent one. Let's take a look at Doom, which, as I said earlier, my kind of, I've played a little bit of Doom in docked mode, and it looks a little bit better. In handheld mode, it's blurry. It goes down to, I think, like 540p. It's got a dynamic resolution for frame rate enhancement. So it's a technically impressive port. Though, as I've said before, I don't think, it's the preferable version of Doom by any means. And, you know, the 30 frames a second is not great. I definitely would prefer to play it on the PC, as I've done. I've streamed this game in full, and I enjoyed it. But it's a fast, fluid game that does not really come across as fast and fluid on the Switch. However, the fact that they managed to get this game on the Switch is, to me, kind of insane. And the fact that after you play for like 20 minutes, you just start playing, and you just don't care. It's pretty fucking impressive. So I'll start with multiplayer. So, this is my terrible looking character. And, the thing about my character is, so when Doom first came out, I didn't play too much of the multiplayer. I played mainly, the single player. But they did apparently some extensive overhauling of multiplayer, and they did some DLC and some reworks and a bunch of new stuff. So I found myself getting kind of addicted to the multiplayer, and playing like a full, no lag almost, online first-person shooter on my couch on portable mode is, I think, the most impressive aspect of this game. So this is what it's like. You can see how blurry the textures can be. They load in eventually, but this is what Doom looks like on the Switch. You know, it plays fine. But yeah, it's crusty. It's very crusty, and I think if you're expecting anything else, you're in the wrong. You don't want to do it. One thing I do like, I love freeze tag mode, and I like the Warpath game mode. I also set motion blur down to very low. So this is the Warpath game mode. This is probably the best game mode aside from freeze tag, which is more like Counter-Strike. I feel like what I didn't really care about the multiplayer when the game first came out, they addressed, and now it feels like a good, like decent first-person shooter multiplayer game. But yeah, I mean, it's Doom on the Switch. They tried. And I think it's actually kind of a technological marvel to some extent, because this system is basically a tablet. Ow. Let's see. Yeah, I'll show you a little bit of the single player too, like maybe the arcade mode or something, because you get to see what some of the crusty textures look like, and the frame rates are actually better in first person, in single player as far as I'm aware. But another thing too, this is, again, as I said earlier with Skyrim, I don't like playing first person shooters with a controller anymore. I really, really haven't done it in years. I don't like it. I avoid it at all costs. Excellent. So, Vinny, what's wrong with the sounds? I don't know. Something's wrong with the fucking sounds. They sound like assholes. They get really, really, like, crusty and like, crackly. I use that word too much. But it gets really crackly. And it's, like, really compressed. So, people that are, like, you know, on Digital Foundry that want the very best quality for their video game, this isn't for you. But you knew that. When I first actually started playing this game, like when I first played it through the first 2 levels, I was like, I don't like this. I really don't want to play this. But then I played level 3, level 4, and I was like, oh, it's still Doom, and I'm still kind of addicted to it. Let's see, so I still have... the progression's pretty quick, like I haven't even played that much of it, I'm almost level 22 already. So, you tend to unlock shit, like, very quickly. Then you have customization, which, my character looks like asshole. You can see. But you just keep unlocking all this stuff as you go along. And you don't have to pay for it. You know, with, like, real money. I don't think I like that helmet. Let's get rid of that helmet. Yeah. Vinny, do you want to play multiplayer on the Switch? Well, again, I like that I can play this on my couch while I watch TV and just do a couple matches. I haven't noticed any lag. In the same way Splatoon runs pretty well for a multiplayer game, this appears to have been optimized fairly well, which is a kind of a change for Nintendo stuff. And, you know, it's fine. Sense of pride and accomplishment. Oh, okay. Get a lot of that. That's cool. Vinny, have you seen the new Boston Dynamics robot that can do backflips? We're screwed. I did. I saw that. Look at these fucking, like, 90s. Babbitt looks like he's in Club Mario TV show. There's no gyro controls like in Splatoon. That is my biggest complaint with the controls. Like, otherwise it plays like a first-person shooter on a console. However, I feel like the Splatoon controls, and even the way it happened with Skyrim, where there's like a little bit of motion control with the gyro, was so fucking good that it's a shame it's not in this, because I think it would have improved it nicely. Babbitt is in chat? Really? Bab? Babbitt, why are you just like 90s?
3, 2, 1.
So, again, am I gonna recommend this game for purchase? Not really. I'm gonna recommend that you make your own mind. You heard everything I had to say about it so far. About the frame rates, about the resolution, about the, controls. If you only have a Switch and you don't have a computer that can run this, I think it's a pretty good addition to the Switch library, and again, it's nice to see good third-party support on a Nintendo platform, especially one that is unique in the sense that I can take it with me. You know, play this for like 4 hours before the battery dies. So, both games, not in their best versions, but pretty good. Pretty good. Oof. There's that sound again. You know, I never noticed the sound getting that crackly on the handheld mode. I wonder if it has something to do with the docked version. You hear those crackles? That could be lag crackles. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're gonna do an investigation. When I go into single player, let's listen for crackles.
Round 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck! Vinny, have you gotten a loud audio buzz in single player yet? It's awful. I haven't heard it, typo, but I tell you what. I'm hearing that crackle now and it's really kind of disconcerting. I hope they patch that. Also, I haven't played this with headphones yet. So a lot of this audio shit I haven't noticed.
3, 2, 1.
But I'm gonna listen if we get a buzz in single player. Okay, listen to that audio. Oh my god, that's terrible. What the fuck are you doing, Bethesda? Or id, or... Yeah, that's bad. That's a shame too, because I had a lot of positive things I was gonna say, and I still feel are positive about this port. That kind of dampens it. Damn it. I'm stepping on snail shells.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, we did it.
Convincing victory.
You can fix it by restarting the switch. Okay. Yep, look, that's Doom, everybody. Brightly colored neon armor. Humping. Air humping. Let's hope they patch. But pretty much, by the way, pretty much every single round I've played, I've leveled up at least once. That I like. I can really appreciate that. And when you complete challenges, you unlock customization options. There's always... Since they had like 3 or 4 DLC packs for this... I'm gonna restart the Switch and see if it fixes it. Since they had a number of DLC packs for this, which I was always pissed about because I really wanted single-player DLC for Doom. I know there was a snap map, which, by the way, is missing. So the map editor is not on the Switch version. I don't know if that will influence your decision, but it's not there. I always wanted a good single-player campaign DLC for Doom because I really liked what they did with the single-player in Doom. It was my favorite game of last year, and I think one of my favorite first-person shooter campaigns in a long time. So, when I heard we were only getting multiplayer shit, I was like, oh, come on. So I didn't get any of that. What they did, though, after they did the multiplayer DLC, they released it all for free. And somewhere in there, they revamped the whole thing. And just kind of added new stuff, but changed some of the progression. Now that I've come back to it on the Switch version, I think it's actually really good. Despite me not being interested at all in the multiplayer after like maybe a couple hours originally, now I feel like you can have a lot of fun with it. Vinny, snap map is coming. Oh, cool. So yeah, I'm doing my best to be objective because I love the Switch. I think it's a great system, and it's revitalized a lot of people's interest in gaming. Not to say my interest ever really waned. Even when Nintendo was at their worst not too long ago, there was plenty of stuff to like. Games like this, for example, Titanfall 2 was great last year. But, when you really kind of come down to it, Nintendo's had some pretty, dubious support from third parties. On the Wii, you got a couple things, but they were usually gimped pretty badly. Graphically, they took hits. Whatever Call of Duty games were on there, Call of Duty, were pretty bad. And visually, they didn't look good. Any ports kind of just took a huge visual downgrade. And then mainly just shovelware and just like gimmicky party motion control crap games on the Wii. And then, of course, the Wii U got shafted almost entirely. And any developer that started with the Wii U eventually kind of just fucked off. So here we have a system that actually serves a utility. It's kind of a little powerful. Like it can do this, you know, and Skyrim. That's cool. So yeah, I would love to see more third-party support. You know, we have Hollow Knight coming out 2018. There's gonna be more indie games. I hope Spelunky 2 eventually comes out on this thing. Enter the Gungeon's coming out. So, between this and, like, say, LA Noire, maybe next year we'll get some more stuff. And again, I sound like a broken record, but I would really love if these developers looked into their catalog and they said, hey, we released this game on the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One a couple years ago. It sold okay. It was a great game, though. Put it on the fucking Switch. Give it a special edition. Just like Rockstar's doing with LA Noire. You know? What would you guys like?
30 seconds remaining.
What would you guys like on the Switch? Hey, Joel. And yeah, the net stuff on the Switch is free for the time being, and then it eventually will be $20 a month. GTA. I mean, they could probably do GTA on the Switch. Okami HD, that's a good one. Skate 3 would be good. I mean, obviously we want new games, but I'm talking like some of the older stuff.
5, 4.
$20 a year. Sorry, not a month. $20 a year. Please correct me when I say stupid things. The online for the Switch will be $20 a year. Please, God. It feels like the audio's less crackly. Where's my teammates? Help! Ah, damn it. It seems like the audio's got a little less crackly, but it still cuts out. Like it's just cutting out. Oh wow, we actually won.
Round 7.
Here, let's do the ultimate test. Let's check out the chain gun.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sounds better. Let's see what it sounds like in the heat of combat. Like assholes. Yeah, not good. Not good audio. Like, everything disappears except the crackles. Ah, really?
One enemy remaining.
Please patch.
1 minute remaining.
The other cool feature that you're not seeing for Doom multiplayer is, like, you get to pick up runes that turn you into demons. So, you get to select between a number of the in-game, like, single-player demons that you can be, and when you become the demons, you just fucking wreck people's shit. That was my favorite feature of Doom multiplayer the first time I played it, and it's still pretty cool. But you haven't seen it here. Apparently it was like this on PC too if your audio bitrate is higher than 48K. I mean, they still need to patch that out.
Round 8, match point. 5, 4, 3.
Being mixed louder for low power portable speakers, resulting in significantly greater sound clipping. Pick up somewhere. Ah! Jesus. We lost. I'm gonna do one more multiplayer match, just because I'm addicted, and then we'll check out the single player again. Okay. Oh, you got this. You got this, Pizzo. Come on, Pizzo. Pizzo is the male form of pizza.
Has been eliminated. Round lost. Defeat.
HD liquid swallow sounds. Swallow, dude! Some pretty interesting connections. Did you see that? There's like all in the red. That kind of sucked. Let's see, did I level up? No. Alright, we're gonna do, I'm gonna vote for Soul Harvest, which is the one that will have the demons. Let's see if I can get a different loadout here. Let's get rid of the rocket launcher and we'll do, I got the grenade launcher now. I've been really excited to unlock this because I've never used this. This was a DLC weapon, so I haven't used that one. I like pistols. So, anyway. Let's check out these are some of the things you have. I've never used this. Hologram, lateral thrusters, kinetic mine. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot of that. Then you have runes, which I think they reworked. Oh, I can do a slot B now. And when you continue unlocking runes and stuff, they just give you a little boost. Increases pickup radius, show enemy health, for example. The one I have, the armor one, is probably the best one. So, as I said, again, for anyone just joining, I tried to do my best analysis comparing this to the PC version, and it is far inferior, and the texture load-in is rough, and the audio is oh, I didn't even notice that until today. However, it plays well, and it's still Doom, and it's cool to have it on the Switch, but I'm not gonna recommend it if you can play it on any other console. So I must sound like a broken record to the people that have been here since the beginning of the stream, and always, but you know, there's always someone new coming coming to the stream, of course. I get asked the same questions a lot per stream, so. Alright, so this should have demons. Secondary fire is smoke. Oh, that is awful.
Losing Charlie. Charlie lost. We are being dominated.
All right. I gotta tell you guys about Star Trek Continues later, for those that care, which is probably like 15%, but it's the best Star Trek fan production I've ever seen in my life, and they just released a two-parter finale, and it's kind of fucking amazing, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit, because it is probably of anything I've ever seen, it's the best fan production. Like outside of video games. I forgot to get rid of the shield. We have an enemy revenant. Alright, so there's an enemy demon on the map.
Bravo lost. You are being dominated. Captured Alpha. Losing Alpha.
No, John. You
Captured Charlie.
are them demons.
Alpha lost.
I also found this channel that reviews old N64 games, like fucking battle tanks, like Chopper Attack, The World Is Not Enough, Army Men, Sarge's Heroes. I went down like a rabbit hole while I was answering emails today, which I've been very behind on. And fucking Battle Tanks 2 was amazing. And I just, again, watched all these reviews, like Mission Impossible, a game I had that wasn't even that good, but I still have kind of nostalgia for it. It was a case of, holy shit, this game is gonna be like Metal Gear Solid and GoldenEye, and it just ended up being kind of more like ass. Like ass! What is a K-hole anyway? I say that a lot, right? Okay, so K-hole is, it's ketamine. It's a drug. I don't know. I started using that. It's like you feel like you're dropping into a hole, apparently. Obviously, that's not something I would have ever done in my life, if you know anything about me. But I can tell you that the term K-hole sounds good for when you watch a lot of YouTube videos. So you'll notice a little bit of slowdown when the screen gets a little fucky. Like, it's mainly 30. Single player, I've noticed mainly 30. Multiplayer, I think it drops down to like 25 every now and then. And that's being generous, I'd say. I want to be the demons. No, let me be the demons. I am the demons! Nice, more crackly, crispy audio. Don't know what detonate means. I guess I just explode. I don't like this demon very much. Oh yeah, oh, I see. You just build up your attacks, and then you just let loose. I want a fucking demon to wield a BFG in this game. got 7 seconds left. I think I underutilized the demon. Got a couple kills at least. Plasma rifle might be my favorite weapon overall. Like, it's just a really good all-around weapon. I like the regular shotgun because it's got a grenade launcher on it. But I also feel like using a controller, the plasma rifle is a little easier to get kills with because it's so fast and it's got a little bit of range. Or like the projectiles are like fat. I heard you got a fat projectile. Also, the longer you attack with the plasma rifle in this game, the more damage it does. So if you can just hold your crosshair over the enemy for a little bit, you will get bonus damage. It's my quad. Ah, fuck! It's Baron of Hell next time. Listen to that crackle, yeah. Yeah, girl.
Charlie, losing Alpha, dominating, captured Bravo, Charlie lost.
That's not good. Mine. Yeah, Baron of Hell, motherfucker! Where's enemy? I need enemies. I need to rip and tear. I need to rip and tear. I need to scrape. Fuck! Oh, we won. Okay, good. I didn't get a chance to scrape. I'm really upset about that. I wanted to rip, tear, and then scrape the insides along the floor. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I like the multiplayer now. I think it's really well developed. Like they maybe it started as a bit of an afterthought, but now it feels like a really good. I mean, this is just for Doom in general, not the Switch version in particular, but cool. Unlocked a bunch of shit. It's good. It's gut. Let's take a look at the arcade mode, maybe. Well, where am I in the campaign? I think, let's just do continue game. Someone in chat just said it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Da-da-na-na-na-na. It's not unusual! So after this... Sorry, I keep hitting the mic with my hand. After this, we'll check out the ARMS new character. And then maybe if we have some time, I can do some Mayro. And if not, it'll just be ARMS. Alright, let's do this. Argent Tower, I believe.
Primary
Yes.
access points to
It
the
says it
tower
right there.
were
I'm smart.
destroyed in the explosion.
Very good.
The pipeline is damaged but still intact. There are thrust boots in the maintenance hangar. You can use them to traverse the pipeline.
Does the motion blur get set all the way back up? It's on low. See what it looks like with it off. You gotta see what it looks like all the way up. I think I like this better. Take a look at this. Jesus. It's too much. It's too fucking much, man. I don't know who leaves motion blur on high. Like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave it on low. I was okay with low, and it still looks a little bit high, but let's see. Maybe I can tolerate it. It's fine. On low, I like. But yeah, I don't like too much of it.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
My first Revenant. See, now this looks actually, I'd say, compared to multiplayer, the single player definitely looks a little bit better. Sure, you have this kind of texturing on some objects, but it feels like it runs a bit smoother. For neck or jawbreaker glory kills on the imp, attack from behind. 3 secrets, and then quad damage. Oh, I remember this level. I remember streaming this level over a year ago now. I remember those specific goals too. There's like a big walkway area outside that has the quad damage, if I'm not mistaken. Whoa! Where are you? Fucking hell! Oh, it died. Why can't Doom Guy be more diplomatic? I know, right? Like, why doesn't he just have a chat with the demons?
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Just have a little talk.
Completed in 2127, based off a prototype developed by Samuel Hayden's research team. The Argent Tower, also known as the Argent Inductor, is the UAC's crowning achievement.
Vinny, how are you liking this version so far? I would rewatch the VOD. I talked about it quite a bit. I'll say that the multiplayer is a little crispy. And a little crispy audio, blurry textures. It definitely takes a hit in frames when there's a lot of shit going on. Single player is more stable. And this is obviously a very compromised version of the game.
Based off a prototype developed by Samuel Hayden's research team.
But surprisingly, there's a lot still intact.
The Argent Inductor is the UAC's crowning achievement.
And this bodes well for future ports. Or future just games in general for the Switch. I think it proves it's a proof of concept as much as it is a decent port. Have you talked about the new King Gizzard yet? What do you mean? What do you mean there's a new King Gizzard? I know about the chromatic aberration thing, where if you turn it off, it gets a little bit less blurry. New album released. Jesus fucking Christ. They don't fucking stop, do they? Cool. Shoot. Tame Impala B-sides. Oh, I'm gonna be playing a song from that during the break. They released a B-sides to Currents. And like a bonus album. And it's pretty interesting. I haven't heard all the songs on it, but I heard the first two and I like them. So I'll play through a little bit more of this. I think I can save midway through. But just from a technical standpoint, you can see what's going on here. And I wonder how many things they, like, that are happening under the hood. How many things they had to compromise, how many things they had to cut. Like, I wonder if at any point they had to cut back on the number of demons. Because later on in the game, they throw, like, you know, what, 12 or more things at you on the same screen. Maybe even, like, you know, possibly like 24 at a time, if I remember correctly. So I wonder if that was an issue that they had to cut back on.
Completed in 2127, based off a prototype developed by Samuel Hayden's research team.
There was a really good video with Mick Gordon. I think it was a 3-part series about the development of Doom. And then I think Mick Gordon had his own, the composer for the game had his own version. Like his own video, talking about how he did the music for the game. And how they stuck with analog and they did all these just weird things. And they tried to avoid guitar as much as possible. Which obviously they failed quite a bit. Because the best part of the soundtrack is the fucking guitar, but... Someone in chat just said, this looks like 1990 Doom. And I bought the bait. This looks like 1990 Doom on the Super Nintendo. This looks like the Doom that you would find on the TI-83 calculator. One of the big issues I have with Doom, it's not even so much an issue, is just I always feel like I'm missing secrets. Like, I almost feel like I never want to go any further because I'm gonna miss something. But I shouldn't care about that because this is fucking my second playthrough. Like, fuck the secrets. Alright, imps, I gotta fucking glory kill. I gotta glory hole them from behind. Mistakes were made. Mother of fuck. Mother of fuck. Father of fuck. And that's what you get when you stay in one place for too long in this game. So far, so good. And again, my preferred method of first-person shooter control is definitely not controller. I can manage, but it's a little uncomfortable. Yeah, yep. Right in the dick. Whew. I think I eliminated the demons. Alright, what upgrade do we want now? Let's do... Stun Bomb. Lock-on Burst. Vinny, you're fucking using Switch. Don't compare it to DualShock. Trekkie, that's a very, very bizarre thing for you to say. You're telling me that the DualShock is that far superior over any other controller? It's the same shit. I'm using the Pro controller, I'm not using the Joy-Cons, and even those are pretty good. It's a dual analog controller with a, you know, wide degree of movement. I mean, you can prefer the DualShock. I think the DualShock is a great controller. I've always loved the PlayStation controller, but, is there a quantifiable difference in first-person shooters between, let's say, Xbox, this, and DualShock? Feels a little shitposty, that. That's what it feels like. What's today, Thursday? Close enough to the weekend. There's a crater token underneath the bridge at the other end, okay.
That's an Argent accumulator she's carrying. She'll try to use it to open a portal manually into hell.
While the Argent Tower is non-functional, the connection to their dimension is still viable. We are at great risk, Dr. Hayden.
Let's see. Where's that token? Just like, you know, the most important event in the game is about to happen, and I'm off looking for a fucking dead body. Found it. Anyway, I'm gonna probably save halfway through. I don't think I'm gonna go through the whole level. Actually, there's probably not too much level left, right? Might be able to just knock it out. How the fuck do I get back up? Huh. Use the boost to get through. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm dumbass. Platforming in Doom kind of reminded me of Metroid Prime a little bit. As in, that's a compliment. I prefer not to be platforming in first-person shooters, but if it has to be done, at least it's not completely terrible. End demonic invasion. Remove demonic invasion. No.
Hello, and welcome to the UAC, home of the
Outta here.
patented Argent Energy Filtration System developed by Dr. Olivia Peace. We are the only corporation with this technology, able to convert pure hell energy into clean, controllable Argent energy. It powers this facility.
Yeah,
and is
motherfucker.
broadcast throughout the universe from Argent Tower, providing all the energy a family needs to live a fun and productive life on Earth. And the surrounding
Fun and
planets.
productive.
But we can't do it alone. It takes a team to make it happen. A team of people.
This is my favorite. I think my favorite weapon in the game.
Unleash your potential.
Look at that! I probably had the same reaction when I first picked it up last year. Oh, right. This is exactly what I was thinking for the quad damage. See, there's the slowdown. Challenge not completed. I believe this happened to me last year too. The exact same way. Then he's in a pickle. Jesus. Come on, motherfucker! Oh! Low health. Low ammo, low health. Oh, low loads. Yeah, it's cinematic, though, guys. It's kind of like watching a movie. I'll try one more time, and if not, then I'll just save here, and we'll take a quick break, then we'll go to arms. I want to try to get that quad damage challenge just for my own entertainment. Guess who's not getting it? This guy right here. You gotta be really fucking fast if you're gonna get that thing. Oh no, I got it. It's cumulative. Come on. Yeah. Give me that health. Oh, I'm stuck. I need your nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Remember imp thigh meat? That's the good stuff. And I remember this too. Okay. Alright, yeah, now I can load checkpoint. I think I can get out of here, return to this another time on my own, but now you have an idea. I forgot about the chainsaw, but yeah, you have an idea. So my summation is Skyrim ported a little bit better. 30 frames a second works better for Skyrim because you're not going around at all fucking hell break speeds. Breakneck, sorry, what's hell break? Doesn't matter. But the breakneck speed of Doom's gameplay lends itself better to a very smooth 60 frames a second. So, I would say that as much of a technological marvel as this thing is, that they got Doom onto a fucking tablet, it's not the best version, and I keep repeating that, but it's true. It's fun. I enjoyed everything I played tonight. Like, for example, I think it's cool that it's on Switch, and maybe people that only have a Switch will now get a chance to experience it and have fun with it, but I still think, find a better version. Skyrim, if you haven't played Skyrim yet, okay. Alright, it's been 6 years since the game came out, which feels kind of weird that it's been that long, but it's been a while. If you haven't played it, I guess this is a decent version to pick up. But, you know, there's some problems with Skyrim, and you might not love it. Especially if you're like a Morrowind fan. Morrowind fan. That's a good... fan? It's half the word fandom. You're gonna probably have some complaints about it, and it definitely was like the beginning of Bethesda dumbing down their games and getting things very simplified to the point where we're at Fallout 4 and it's like, you know, your actions like barely seem to affect anything, and like, you know, the speech bubbles are just like one-word replies. So, you know, love it or hate it, it's still a decent port, and as I said before, I'm happy that we got them on the Switch. It's nice that Bethesda's giving a shit about the system. So let's see if this continues, if this trend continues into the future. So, that's about it. That's all I can say. Let's take a quick break. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe one day we'll do a little bit more Skyrim just for fun. Just to see more floating mammoths. I will be back in 5 minutes with ARMS, the new update. So stick around.